You're about to watch a video that's an excerpt of one of my online courses, free sample if you will. If you enjoy it, please get in touch, dan@brojo.org, and let me know what you think. So now in this video, we're going to move on to one of the many limiting beliefs that people pleasers and nice guys have. And we're going to start to transition away from talking about the mind of the nice guy and talking into the practical actions of recovery. So this is kind of the segue into the more practical section of the course coming up later. We're going to touch on some of the practical changes you can make right away, and then we're going to dive into those deeper. But for now, this section is still mostly focused on the belief system. Belief number 1. Other people benefit from me being nice. Other people benefit from my people pleasing. This is a pretty common belief, the idea that what I'm doing is good for others. Why do we believe this? Because we think if someone gives us approval, or somebody is happy, or we get other positive responses from what we've done, that means we must have done something good. Positive responses are a sign that something good has happened, right? Let me ask you something. If I'm high on drugs, if I'm high on heroin, I feel good. Does that mean I'm doing a good thing for my long-term future? Probably not. That feeling that you generate in other people when you're being nice, chemically speaking, it's actually very similar to the high of a drug. They're getting high off your behavior. You're manufacturing a sense of well-being and happiness in them. Now, it could be that that's also a sign that something's going well for them for their long-term future. But what I'm going to challenge in this video is the idea that that short-term high that you're giving them might actually mean a long-term harm in the future. Have you ever had somebody help you without your permission? Have you ever had somebody force their advice onto you? How does it feel when that happens? How do you feel when somebody pushes their niceness into your life? Do you enjoy it? Does it make you a better person in the long run? Or do you feel suffocated by it? Do you feel like you need to defend yourself from it? Do you feel judged? Do you feel like the other person looks at you as too weak to handle your own life? One of the ironies of nice guys and people pleasers is the things that we do to others are often things that we hate being done to us. And pushing our niceness onto people, trying to make their life better, is a classic example of that. When other people try to make our life better, we usually feel like they're pressuring us. We feel like they're intervening in our life without our permission. We'd rather that they just stayed away. And even if the person accepts your help and accepts your forced kindness and niceness, it creates a guilt in them. Now they feel like they owe you something. And if you're honest with yourself, quite often you think they do owe you something. You've been nice and now they have to be nice back to you. You've caused them to go into debt without even asking for their permission. And you probably want interest on that loan as well. They have to be even nicer to you than you were to them. Is that really fair? Is that good behavior? Of course, you're being judgmental. When you're nice to people, what you're really trying to do is control their emotions. You're trying to make them feel good, as if they can't do that on their own. As if their happiness and their well-being is down to you, like you're the great hero who's going to save them because they're too weak to figure out their own life. Is that fair of you? Can you not just let somebody figure out how to manage their own emotions? Do you really have to do it for them with your niceness? And as you're going about your day forcing your niceness onto people because you think it's in their best interests, you start to build up a resentment. You let people walk all over you, you don't stand up for yourself, and of course you don't get as much niceness back as you're putting out, and it feels unfair. Who pays for this resentment? Is it the people in the outer levels of your life? No, it's the people closest to you. People pleasers are notorious for hurting the people close to them. Why? Because they feel safe around those people. So when you feel safe, all your darkness comes out. You have to repress it the rest of the time. You don't feel safe at work to let it out. Maybe you don't feel safe with your sort of less close friends. But once you come home to your family and your siblings and your loved ones, rah, all your darkness comes out. You go from being a peasant to a tyrant. Is that really fair? Is it fair that the people who love you the most get the worst version of you and strangers get the best? Well, that's what being nice does. Is that really a benefit to other people? When you hold back your truth, when you refuse to confront someone, when you try to make people feel happy all the time, when you don't let them feel any other emotions, what effect do you think that's going to have on their long-term future? Are they going to become stronger or weaker from you doing this? The answer should be obvious. You are making them more fragile. When you protect someone from the truth, when you try to protect them from having uncomfortable emotions, they miss out on important experience and training in handling those difficult situations and feelings. And without that training, they are less prepared for the real world, because the real world isn't as nice as you're pretending to be. The real world is full of hardship and disappointment and unfairness and bad luck and nasty people. And the only way to survive in the real world is to have training and experience in handling all of that. And when you're being really nice to someone, they might feel good in the moment, but you're depriving them of the training they need to deal with the truth, to deal with people taking their place and being assertive, to deal with people giving them honest feedback and critique, and all the other things they need to know how to deal with in life. You feel better about yourself when you make them comfortable and happy, but then you walk away and leave them a more fragile person that somebody else is going to come and crush. Is that really good behavior on your part? The number one belief that nice guys need to change is the idea that you need to put other people first, that you have to go and take care of everybody else, that they're too weak to do it on their own, that they need you, and that you must sacrifice yourself in order to do this. The truth is, the best thing you can be for other people is somebody who's sorted themselves out, somebody who's got all their stuff in order, somebody who's confident, somebody who takes good care of themselves, somebody who's got everything prepared, somebody who prioritizes their own needs so that nobody else has to do it for them. If you're in an airplane and it's about to crash, the oxygen masks come down, they tell you you've got to put your own one on first. Why? Because you can't help someone else if you're suffocating. Well, life is like that. You can't help other people if you're suffocating. If you're depriving your own needs to try and be nice to other people, nobody wins. They get a weak version of you and you turn them into a weaker person. If you really want to benefit other people, take good care of yourself and leave them alone to manage their own lives. Now, if they come to you for help, if they ask for your assistance, if they give you permission to give your niceness to them, still you have to be careful. Make sure that you're not trying to steal the glory from them. Make sure you always push the responsibility for solving the problem back to them. You can assist them, you can encourage them, you can support them, but don't do it for them. Make sure if somebody's upset, it's their job to deal with being upset. You can be there with them, but don't solve it for them by being funny or distracting them. Let them be upset. Just make sure they're not upset by themselves. In summary, you being nice to other people might give them a short-term high, but in the long term, you're making their life worse, not to mention making your own life worse. Don't kid yourself into thinking that your niceness benefits other people. All it does is give them temporary highs. If you really want to benefit other people, put yourself first, take care of your own needs so that nobody else has to, and so that when you do help someone, you're coming from a place of strength. Thank you for showing an interest in the Nice Guy Brotherhood, a group coaching community program for nice guys and people pleasers who want to become more confident and assertive to do better in their relationships and their careers. This is also for any man who wants to become more masculine, more bold, more honest, and more authentic. So in this program, we focus in on a lot of the people pleaser and approval-seeking tendencies that hold men back from achieving full self-confidence and healthy relationships. Things like avoiding conflict, trying to fix other people's emotions, molding yourself to other people's preferences, failing to stand up for yourself, not going for what you really want, and not knowing who you really are. The goal, through the support of myself and the other members of the community, is to help you build the backbone to stand up for yourself, to stop caring what other people think of you, to stop getting lost in your thoughts and your feelings, and learn how to act decisively based on your own set of core values rather than what everybody else wants you to do. So we're looking to replace things like conflict avoidance and procrastination and trying to please others with going for what you really want based on who you really are. So we address all these issues through a number of methods. Firstly, we get together each week for a group session. Now, part of that is what's called hot seat coaching, which is somebody gets on the mic with me, and we do a coaching session in front of the others, and everybody gives their feedback and support, and we can deal with specific issues that's coming up for that person in their life in relation to building confidence and overcoming nice guy syndrome. We also have group discussions during these calls. We share links and resources, feedback, questions, and everything we can do to support each other's growth. And then also alongside these group calls, you get access to my full online library of self-development courses, which includes things like building rapport, setting boundaries, and learning to confront your fears. Now, if you're interested in the group, we have a deal where you get your first month for just $1 so that you can try it before you buy it and get a sense if it's really right for you and if these are the people that are going to help you achieve your goals. Once your first month is up, if you want to continue, then we have a monthly membership subscription. It's $250 US per month for full access to everything. This includes the entire archive of recordings from all the calls that we've had so far. And if you come along with a friend, both of you will get a 50% discount for joining together. There's what we call a zero risk guarantee. If at any time you're unsatisfied with the program, you can quit and you'll get your money from the last month given back to you, no questions asked. So come and check it out. If nothing else, for $1, you get access to everything for an entire month. No risk. I'll even return that dollar if you're not satisfied, because that's how confident I am that this program is going to change your life.